Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's Tips and Tricks call. We're so glad to have you here. This is an exciting time for us to get together and kind of share with you some information that we have. I like to say that it's a peek under the hood of the software because we do take a little bit of a deeper dive into the product. If you've attended a Back to Basics webinar, that one's a little bit more surface level on how to use Aptivata, kind of get your feet wet. This one, we take a dive into a subject that we pick each month. And this month we have picked how to better understand the data collection process using polls. We've been seeing a lot of questions about that. So I would like to cover that on the call. My name is Tim Sessions. I'm the Director of Client Services. Also on this call with me, I have Jay Mackin. He will be manning the question and answer. He'll also be sending out a couple of links in the chat. So keep an eye out for those. The first one that he'll be sending out is the giveaway link. So in the chat, you'll see a link to enter our giveaway at the end of each call. We do $100 to Amazon. So keep an eye out for that. Now, if you do have a question, please ask it in the question and answer panel and not the chat panel. What this does, it allows us to show the question to everybody else. If you chat it in, a lot of times it just comes to myself and Jay. We want to be able to show the questions and answer them on air, or if Jay types out an answer, he can do that there. So, all right. So yeah, you should see the link in the chat there to enter the giveaway. So let's go over our agenda and show you what we will be discussing on today's call. So we've checked the enter the Aptivata sweepstakes off the list. If you're typing that in, that is YB0Y. I know it looks like Y boy, but it's YB0Y in that U link there. And then we're going to do something kind of fun. We're going to switch it up a little bit. We will do a summer cash contest Q&A. We'll take a few minutes to where I'm going to quiz Jay on what the summer cash contest is all about. So if you're planning on signing up for it, then maybe this will help answer some of the questions that you might have. We'll also be taking the time to look and see if there's any questions that come in about it as well. So we'll have Jay pop in just 1 minute. And then, of course, I want to remind you at the end of this call, there is a survey. Please take the 3 minutes that it takes to fill that out and give us the feedback, the good, the bad, the ugly. Please let us know, and we will take that into consideration. And then, of course, something that I like to reward you all with is an early look at upcoming updates. These haven't been announced yet. We do announce them in our release notes at the end of each month. But since you guys are here, I want to show you what we have coming down the pike. And then we'll kind of get into the meat of the conversation, which is collecting data using polls and what that looks like. Then, of course, some general questions there at the end, and we will pick our winner. So again, thank you so much for attending. Let's just jump right into it. So the Summer Cash Contest, I have some details up here on the screen, but I'd like to for Jay to unmute for just a second because I have a few questions that I'd like him to answer. And then, of course, if any questions come up for any of you attendees, feel free to ask those in the Q&A section as well. So Jay, are you there?
I am here. I am here.
All right. Thanks for taking time out of your busy day to join the call. Definitely appreciate the help. Now, I know I have it up on the screen, but let's just reiterate. What's the duration of the contest?
The duration of the Summer Cash Contest is going to be weekdays in July, actually starting on Monday, July 5th.
Okay.
So we do it's a day off there in the graphic, but it will run on Independence Day proper. So it will start on July 5th. And then the final day the keywords will be active is Friday, July 30th. So we've got weekdays in July starting Monday, July 5 for the contest run dates. The summer, did you have any more questions, Tim? Is that?
Yeah, yep, I do. I have
Okay,
a
go ahead.
bucket full, but
Go
that's
ahead.
why I'm glad you're here because you
Yeah.
corrected me. So,
Yeah.
so, um, yeah, how just basically how does it work? It's different than a regular sweepstakes. So, what are we looking at here?
Well, the Summer Cash contest is built using our Countdown application. And Countdown does feature an entry form like our other promotions like sweepstakes. So you'll be able to customize some of the options in the entry form. But listeners and entrants will also see fields to enter the keywords that are given out, and they are time sensitive. So as they go into the application, as they go into the promotion on the front end, they'll see that entry form, but they'll also see fields to enter the keywords that are being given out on the air or online.
Right. And the unique thing about this one is that the keyword field actually appears before they input any data. So if they know the keyword, that's great, but then they do have to fill out the first and last name and whatever other information that you ask for.
Right, it's very prominent, very easy for them to figure out and see where they need to put those keywords in. And speaking of the keywords, you'll see a list of keywords already created in that Summer Cash promotion on the back end. You'll be able to customize those keywords and the times that they are active. So while we've already set everything up for you, if you just want to let it play out as it is, you can do that. But it is a great opportunity to go in, create the keywords around themes or different shows that may be on the air at that time, and move them around in time as you need them throughout the day. So it is fully customizable on the end of the keywords, what the keywords actually are and what times they are active.
Great. And I guess the big question that I don't have up on the screen, how much money are we giving away?
The weekdays that this runs in July, Tim, will be giving away $1,000 a day. So it is a pretty hefty contest with a good result for the winner. So you can take advantage of the Summer Cash contest, and you'll definitely grab new listeners and web traffic with Aptivada in the month of July. So $1,000 a day, and we take care of all the paperwork and everything. I'll be hunting those listeners down. I'll be trying to get the listener audio or the winner audio, and we'll post that in the Idea Studio, which is where you can also sign up for the Summer Cash contest.
Yeah, that's a good note. So we will be providing winner audio. So however you want to distribute that, um, anyone in attendance, however you'd like to distribute that, whether you're a radio station, a TV station, or one of our brand partners, that will be available so that people know it is a real contest. It gives a little local flavor to it. And speaking of that, can local sponsors be added?
They sure can. There's several ways to do that. In fact, the graphics we've created, these graphics, they are generic, but you can custom those locally, and you can add the local sponsors and sell into the Summer Cash contest. And I highly recommend that. And it's a good time to get started now on that end, to make your sponsors aware, let them know this is coming up, and give them a lot of lead time as July is going to be here before we know it.
Yeah, you're going to have a busy July.
Yes.
But that is some feedback that we get with our national contests. Some people decide not to run them because they're like, well, somebody in my area might be running the same promotion and they're a competitor to us. But you brought up a great point about customizing graphics. You don't even have to use the graphics. You don't even have to use the name that we're calling it. You can completely make this your own. The data that you collect goes into your bucket of data based on the different types of opt-ins and permissions that you set on your end. Is up to you how to retarget that and use that for your marketing efforts. So even though we have this nice Summer Cash contest casino style graphic here, if you have a graphics team or the ability to swap out the graphics for anything that you want to use, that is available. So we do encourage you to make it your own. And if you think that somebody in your area might be running this national promotion provided by Aptivada, you still have the ability to customize it. Well, I do want to open it up for just 1 minute to any questions that any of the attendees on this webinar might have. So if you have a question about this cash contest, feel free to ask that in the Q&A section of the dashboard here. We'll be keeping an eye out for those. You can ask them at any time. You're not limited to right now, but if somebody's typing in a question while we wait for that, is there anything else that you'd like us to know about it, Jay?
Let's see. We hit the images. I'm taking care of all the paperwork and tax information. I'll be tracking down the winners. So it is really turnkey, and it is a great way to get your listeners involved in a promotion where they can actually win. They have a great chance. Let's put it that way. They have a great chance to win, and it really will draw traffic. You can. I think when it comes to passing the keywords along, a combination of doing it on the air as well as some sort of social media distribution or online on a website, a great, you'll have plenty of chances to mix the keywords, how you deliver them to the audience throughout the month of July. You don't have to just do it on the air or just do it on give it out on Facebook. You'll have many different chances to give it out in different places. So wherever people are finding your content, you can put this in front of them and try to get some winners out of it and get some great audio and happy listeners.
Absolutely. Thanks, Jay. And
Sure.
You mentioned this already, but to sign up, you go to ideas.aptivada.com, click on national promotions, and you'll find our summer cash contest there, and you'll see the entry form to fill it out. Question that just popped up: how many stations/organizations typically participate in a promotion like this? I'm actually going to field that one, Jay, since the last time we ran it was in 2019, because we didn't actually run it last year. So when we first presented it, I believe that we had about 100 different organizations that had opted into running the summer cash contest in 2019. We didn't run it last year just because of all the different limitations with COVID-19. So based on that, we don't have a ton of data to provide there. And maybe you can back me up on this, Jay, but the popularity of national promotions has increased as far as participating organizations. So what do you think we could expect on this one? And we don't want the number to discourage you from running it, but I am glad that question was asked. What do you think, Jay? Any projections?
Well, the way we're heading now with registrations, I wouldn't be surprised if we're around the 200 to 300 station mark when it's all said and done. Some of our, some stations aren't participating because they're running their own type of cash contest in the month of July, and so this would be a bit of overkill, I think. But so it will be popular. It probably won't see it's not a regular sweepstakes, so there is a little more to it. So I think that things like our Father's Day contest will see more signups. But so I think this will be popular, and since we haven't done it in a couple of years, I think that adding it is a great way to get into the Countdown app, which anyone can sign up for. So it's a good segue into the Countdown app itself. If you want to run your own keyword contest separate, the Countdown app is available. You could just let us know in the chat, the customer support contacts, and let us know that you would like to add Countdown app, and you can have it as a one-off way to add a separate application on your account to use at will.
Yeah, yep, exactly. So the Countdown app might not be part of your Aptivada plan, but that does segue into a good question that was asked in the chat. Is there an additional cost to our station if we decide to run this promotion? Do you want to answer that one, Jay?
Yeah, not currently. We are basically, anyone who asks for the Countdown app currently can have access. And so we want everybody to take a look at this app and give us your feedback. That's really important to us as well. We want to know what you think about the Countdown app. In fact, I'm going to post a link here in the chat, just a little poll about the Summer Cash contest. But but we would always welcome your feedback on the Countdown app, and if it's something that you'd like to add, just let us know and we'll work with you on it and help you get it up and running.
Yeah, yep. So the way that this is going to work is if you fill out the form, you're not obligated to anything as far as getting that Countdown app added to your contract or anything like this. So if you want to participate in the summer cash contest, go to ideas.apptivada.com, fill out the form. What we'll do is we'll actually install the promotion on your account itself. So you'll be able to utilize the Countdown app. As far as building other contests using the Countdown app, that won't be available unless you were to add that app to your contract, which could be a discussion for another day. So yeah, like Jay said, this is a great trial to see what you think. If you want to run more than just our national summer cash contest, this is a great way to see how this tool works. So to answer the question one more time, is there additional cost to our station if we decide to do this? No, there's no additional cost, and there's no obligation towards future costs either. So we want to encourage everyone to sign up. Now, we typically don't spend this much time on a national promotion on our tips and tricks call, just because we like to dive into more of the technical side of things. But the summer cash contest running it this year, as far as prize amount, rivals our end of the year promotion, which is the Home for the Holidays, where we pay for a mortgage for a year for somebody. So this one is worth explaining. It's worth spending a little bit of extra time on to make sure that you understand it, so that this promotion can have some great success. It doesn't look like we have any other questions concerning this right now. So we'll go ahead and jump to the next portion of the tips and tricks call. And that's an early look at updates that we have coming that you may have seen or you will see. An update that we have made is that the ability to now clone popularity brackets exists. That wasn't a feature when we first released our popularity brackets, but now if you build a popularity bracket and would like to clone it, that feature now exists. Now, if you're not familiar with cloning, when a contest has been moved into the live section of your promotions within your Aptivada admin, then you'll see a little clone button there, and you can copy it one for one and then make the changes to that clone that you need. In the same vein with the automation of popularity brackets, we've made it, or with popularity brackets, we've made it so the winner selector is automated. So in our first version of popularity bracket, as your first round ended, then an admin would have to go in and move the winner to the next round. Now we've made it so that winner will automatically move to the next round, so that you don't have to worry about jumping in and setting it up round by round. It all happens automatically. We have an application that some of you might be familiar with called Instant Win. If you run events, Instant Win is a great opportunity to have kind of a kiosk at your live event, and people can fill out the information there. If you're not manning the Instant Win promotion, this feature will really come in handy. We've added an admin notification email when someone claims an Instant Win prize. And how the Instant Win works is you set whether it's an odd-based prize or a code-based prize. If somebody has a code and they enter their code, they can see if they've won a specific prize. How you distribute those codes is up to you. If somebody claims that prize, then a notification email will get sent out, whether it's odds-based or code-based. And I think it'd be great to have a tips and tricks call on the Instant Win application. There might be some people on here that haven't seen that. One of the most exciting features and a request that we've actually gotten quite often and now have is the added ability for an admin to shut down a sweepstakes form after X amount of entries, and that X is any number. So basically, if you want to build a sweepstakes and say after it's received 100 entries, this form is no longer live, that is now a feature. So if you've been in the admin, you should have seen a little pop-up that shows you right where that is, but right within the dashboard. Let's see if I can pull that up just real quick here. I'll jump to our poll. So you see this option here that says cap entries. If you select that, then you can cap it at a certain amount of entries there. A good use for that would be, the first 10 people to enter this form will win tickets to this concert or will win a prize or a gift card. That's a great feature there. At the end of each month, you can view all of our release notes at help.appdevada.com. So that's a very useful site. Not only is that where you'll find a lot of our help articles, FAQs, and stuff like that, but we do publish all of our release notes. We publish bugs that we've fixed, as well as some of the stuff that we're looking at here on the screen, like enhancements. All right, so this is going to be a quick little section, and then we'll wrap things up. We like to get you guys out of here in less than a half hour. But how data collection using polls works. And I had to read that sentence to make sure it was grammatically correct, and it still might not be. But either way, we have been getting a question quite a bit about our polls and why there isn't any user information on polls that you admins have set up. And I would just like to make some clarification on this. So maybe you already understand this. Hopefully I am helping those of you who don't on this call. But as you can see in the chat, Jay has said, will you participate in the Summer Cash Contest? Take our poll. I've created this poll to collect a little bit of data to help illustrate how this works. So let's say you've set your poll up. When you set up a poll, the first thing you see is the ability to type out a finish message, add graphics, adjust the colors, and you'll see that you have the entry form here. Now, something to realize is that entry form is on the results step, meaning that that a participant doesn't have to fill out data unless they want to see the results. So when you take a poll, let's just jump into a preview here. The questions are asked first. So will you be participating in the Summer Cash Contest? Yes or no. I click yes. Now, this is going to be a little skewed because I've actually already filled out my information. But what should have popped up there is the entry form saying, would you like to view the results? So now that I'm logged in, I'm able to see the results. We got several yeses, a few nos, and several unsures. So, let's say it's a big political issue in your community or some sort of fun poll. People will want to see the results. They'll want to see how they answer. I don't know about you, but whenever I see a poll pop up on Twitter, I generally answer it just so I can see the results. So how do we set that up? On this results step 1 page, down below the form, you have some options. Now, by default, it's turned off and set like this. So the result page options are hide form at end of poll. I'm going to leave that unchecked, and I'll explain why in just a second. And then show users a summary of their results upon completion. So it's going to show where they landed on the poll. But then you'll want to also select show statistics on answers from other users. So they can say, well, I answered yes, who answered no, who answered unsure. And this is going to give you kind of a preview of what that looks like. Now, if you don't want to collect any data from individuals answering this poll, then you can select the option of hide form at end of poll. So the result is going to look a lot like what I showed you in the preview, where I simply answer yes, and it shows me the results. Now, if I want to gate off those results and try to collect some data from people that want to see the results, then you'll leave hide form at end of poll unchecked. Now, here's where the confusion comes in. Looking at the stats page, you're going to see that you have 16 responses but only 11 participants. Now, when we're talking about participants, we're talking about the people who filled out their information, and you now have collected data on those individuals. Now, looking at the responses, this means that there have been 16 responses, but not everyone provided information. Or another unique characteristic of polls is that you can actually vote multiple times. Now, we do have some reCAPTCHA technology built in. So if somebody's trying to smash that yes or no, especially if it's a controversial topic, actually where we see this the most is sports teams, like which local high school sports team should have the play of the week. Parents and fans get pretty passionate about that. So we do have some technology there that will help mitigate some of those responses, but there is the opportunity to vote multiple times on a poll. Now, if people want to see the results, then they do have to fill out their information and become a participant. So the question that prompted this, that of me doing a whole tips and tricks on it, is a lot of times we'll have people ask, it looks like we have 1,000 responses, but I don't have any data. If you have access to the download tab, if you download it, maybe it's yielding 0 results because there are no participants in this poll. So that's the distinction. A question that just came in that I'd like to answer: can you restrict the number of poll entrants beyond CAPTCHA, let's say by IP address? We have added a blacklist feature where you can actually blacklist an IP address. So if you see anything problematic, you can actually put in that IP address. That's actually found under this, your name when you're logged in. You'll see the option of user blacklist. How that affects the poll results, I'm not 100% sure. I know how it works with sweepstakes is an individual is still able to enter that sweepstakes. They'll just get a notification that there's issues with their IP address and that they need to verify their email address to clear it up. And until they do, they can't be chosen as a winner. And then the next follow-up question there is, will the blacklist impact all current contests on Aptivada? It does impact all of the contests. If a user is blacklist any contest that they try to enter, they'll see that notification until they clear their name with a valid email address. So I believe, to answer your question about rather than blocking them using a reCAPTCHA, and using an IP address, I don't believe it'll affect the poll in the exact same way. So it's just something worth observing there. But yeah, so the question that I wanted to answer is, when we see this, people ask, why do I have, in our case, let's say, why do I have 16 results but 0 participants or 0 data to download? And that's why, because of the way that you might have it set up here on the results page. If you hide the form at the end of the poll, then you're not going to have any participants because there's no opportunity for them to fill out the data. Or if you leave all of this unchecked, then there's no reason to present the form either. It'll just say, thank you for taking the poll. But of course, to make it a little bit more interactive, you will want to have those result page options checked, and it just makes the poll a little bit more valuable. If you want to collect data before you ask the poll question, then you'll actually want to set that up as a survey. So you can set a survey up similar to a poll, but you do ask the login question up front, and then you could ask the question of, will you be participating in the Summer Cash Contest? You can still give the results. You can show people how they landed on that result, but that's the difference between poll and survey. Polls, you ask the question first. Not everyone has to put in their information unless they want to view the data, and then with the survey, it asks it up front. So hopefully that provides a little bit more clarification on polls. Again, we've just seen a lot of questions come in about this. So so I wanted to make sure that we answered those. So we've had a lot of great questions come in already. I do want to open it up to any other questions that might have come up from this. We have hit the half-hour mark, so I like to ask questions or answer questions at the end, but also I'd like to give you the opportunity to enter the $100 Amazon gift card if you've come in late. So if you haven't done that, please do so. You'll see the gift card entry link in the chat. If not, Jay, if you don't mind posting that one more time. And here's how we're going to do it this time. So whatever email address you used to enter the giveaway, have that tab open up on your browser, because what we're going to do is we're actually going to pick a winner, and then we're going to pick a winner and then send you our a winner notification email, which is a new feature that we added within the last few weeks there. So when Jay picks the winner for me, what he will do is send that notification email. If you get that notification email, please raise your hand in the participants panel, and we will get that added there. Okay, we got a question. I'll go ahead and get that link added there. Okay, I just sent the most recent link. How often do people click see results and enter their info at the end of the poll? I don't have any specific data on that, but I would say about a third of participants do. A third of responses generally fill out their information. So the question is, how often do people click see results and enter their info? All right, hopefully you've had some time to enter the giveaway. Let's go ahead and pick our winner. Jay, if you are available there, go ahead and pick the winner and then send them the confirmation email. It looks like we should have somebody. We do have confirmed that they are on the attendee panel. So check your email that you entered with. And if you see the confirmation in there, then please raise your hand. We do have a winner picked. There is a slight chance that it could have gone to spam. So if the person who we picked is present, so we'll go ahead and still reward them. But I just want to see if this pick winner worked. We have somebody raising their hand, but that's not the person that we picked. So, all right, we'll go ahead and announce the winner here. We have Vicky Lenahan. If you are still on this call, please raise your hand. There we go. Okay, it's been confirmed. So my pick winner experiment didn't work. Hopefully you see that winner verification email. Everybody else, thank you so much for attending this webinar. We'll get that gift card sent out to you, Vicky. We hope you find value in these webinars. Don't forget to take the survey and let us know. Thank you so much, and we hope you have a great rest of your day.